I just like two of my homeboys. Forever be get back down.
You might finally have the person tied to what happened to the two homeboys. EBG was talking non-stop after new footage dropped online, and fans think T.I. was caught on camera during a tense moment with EBG Grizzle's homie right after getting released. Now with the shizzle calling for payback, people are saying T.I. might have been safer locked up. Here's the rundown. The moment that sparked all this drama has Memphis buzzing. A grainy 37-second clip filmed in a dim parking lot off Airways Boulevard just blew up across social media. It supposedly shows Pooh Shiesty
started from really from a broke in the house and stole some, and really try to put it like they extorted something, but they really did some chunky. You know how it go. Doing what you supposed to do when you were 14, 15, breaking your house, busting windows out of it.
Fresh out of federal custody, pulling up on a car linked to one of EBG Grizzle's closest people only hours after his release, and folks online went wild. With the shizzle already promising some type of comeback move, fans are whispering the question nobody wants to say out loud. Did Shiesty step back into the streets ready for another heated situation? The clip shows a black Dodge Charger rolling up, voices getting loud, and several bright flashes lighting up the night before a man falls toward the hood of the car. EBG members always hang around that spot, and you can even hear someone in the clip yell, "EBG out here," right before the chaos pops off.
Yeah, you can tell I took it as a diss, but the reason what made me respond because it was just false as hell. Like, it just was a whole bunch of make-believe and exaggerated situation. So that was just made me respond.
Authentic or not, the story people believe is what runs the streets. And in that world, perception can flip a situation fast. T.I. had just been released earlier this month after a reduced federal sentence for a conspiracy case involving restricted items, and his early freedom shocked a lot of folks. Some fans cheered while others warned he might run into old problems again.
I was just like, man, yeah. I just hate capping that shit.
Even Charleston White predicted tension coming his way, and now it's starting to look real. He was supposed to be rebuilding, linking back up with Gucci Mane and the 1017 crew, and getting ready for a comeback rollout with an album and book. But if this footage holds any truth, that comeback might be slipping into a countdown. Before Gucci Mane brought him into 1017, this rivalry had already damaged reputations on both sides. To understand the chaos unfolding now, you gotta rewind to the moment that sparked all the tension.
I guess the whole thing been into it with her nigga all day, with her boyfriend all day. So, bam, as I'm rolling up, he busts in the room and get the, like, he beating the shit, like just beating. I'm like, damn, what the f*** I got going?
According to EBG Dizzle's own story, someone broke into a house and took some items, then tried to act like they pulled off something major. In E. Dizzle's eyes, this was small-time behavior. The kind of petty stunt teens brag about. Nothing worth turning into a street legend. But once the other side started rapping about it like it was some grand move, things shifted fast. Everything heated up even more when T.I. dropped his breakout collab with Lil Durk, Back in Blood.
Pooh Shiesty.
That's my up, boy. Them Pooh Shiesty babies, now they gonna be something. We got to do something with them motherfuckers. I ain't bullshit. Them motherfuckers destroy America. They the grim.
But for EBG Dizzle, that track wasn't just another Memphis hit, it felt personal. From E. Shizzle's perspective, Poosh, HTI, and his team were stretching the truth, boosting their image off embellished stories. The tension hit another major point when EBG Grizzle got caught in a serious incident sparking non-stop speculation, wild rumors, and all kinds of mixed stories spreading through Memphis and beyond.
I'm getting my and leaving. So as I'm getting my and leaving, I guess he took that in his head that I'm finna kill him or pop him or shoot him about his female. So bam, as I'm walking to get my off the bed, he take off running out the room. When he take off running out the room, he shoot all through the walls and
Even though the situation had nothing to do with the feud with Pooh Shiesty, people still tried to link it, adding even more heat to the streets. The real issue started when E. Shizzle got pulled into someone else's messy domestic drama. He didn't want any part of it, so he tried to dip out, and that's when everything spun out of control. Things got even messier once false stories started flying around about how badly he was hurt. Folks online began claiming credit for things they had nothing to do with, exaggerating his condition and trying to boost their own reputations off his misfortune.
So I just wasn't thinking too hard on it. Only thing that made me mad is like, when I wasn't even on the internet when I got shot, but soon I logged on everybody, go check Instagram. I see motherfuckers all on the ground, capping like started me like just really just clout chasing type shit. So that was just made me realize that a lot of these being these for attention or for the image.
Then came the most explosive claim, one that pushed the rift between EB Grizzle and PTI even deeper. According to E. Grizzle, PTI helped spread the rumor that he was paralyzed, even though Shetty had zero involvement in the actual situation. The truth was clear. Being at odds with a 1017 Records artist backed by Atlantic and supported by Gucci Mane came with real industry fallout. Certain doors closed on EBG Dizzle specifically because of the tension, and the label had already made their choice, leaving E. Dizzle on the losing end.
Right. I believe Pooh Shiesty posted something like, damn, that pussy dissed and now he can't even walk.
Yeah.
You know, something like that.
For E. Grizzle, this wasn't about cash or clout. It was about respect, honesty, and the street codes he lived by. His stance showed this wasn't something that could be fixed with an apology or a quick sit-down. The disrespect felt too deep, and in their world, some things just couldn't be brushed off without real consequences attached. Once the burglary situation cooled down, the story didn't turn into simple rap drama. It shifted into legal trouble, messy betrayals, and a new wave of Memphis artists trying to navigate a city known for turning its own scene upside down.
Yeah, he ain't had to do with nothing. You know what I'm saying? He got a lot of, yeah, he ain't had nothing to do with nothing. But get back on. I feel like people scared to f with me because who I don't f with, you know what I'm saying?
Everything from public accusations to old street codes kept the pressure rising. To understand why this feud still hits so hard, you have to look at their past cases, the time they handled, and the reputations both EBG Dizzle and PTI built through actions that shaped how the streets viewed them. This is where entertainment and real life start blending in risky ways and where choices can change everything.
He was arrested for a shooting at King of Diamonds. Now he has been accused of shooting a security guard there. We don't know what happened, but they said a crowd jumped in trying to grab some loose cash because somebody knocked money out of his back pocket, and that's when reportedly they are saying that he brandished a gun as he was being escorted out by the security guard.
Hope that's not true.
Well, there was no gun or shell casings found at the...
At just 13, EGLE got caught in a serious family altercation that led to an attempted charge, later reduced to an assault case. From there, his legal troubles kept stacking, eventually leading to something far heavier than his first situation. By 16, EBG Dizzle was handed a juvenile life sentence, meaning he'd stay locked up until around 19 unless his behavior earned him an early release. What hurt him most wasn't just the time.
I think it was signing, you know what I'm saying? It was a record label though that was finna sign me. Like we had met with each other, did a whole lot, like going to studio sessions, all this. Then they hit my little brother, which my manager, they hit him up like they ain't want to lose their relationship with other artists, so they ain't want to f with me type shit.
It was realizing someone he trusted deeply played a role in putting him there, a betrayal that changed how he viewed loyalty forever. Once he finished that stretch and came home, another major case hit him in 2020. Right before his rap career started gaining traction, he was arrested on a serious charge that could have taken 15 to 25 years of his life, with the first plea deal basically wiping out his entire young adulthood. The case was built almost entirely on witness statements, but when the key witness refused to testify in court, the charge was dropped, giving him another shot at life.
Like, it's like, I never did. But like, where we come from, like this to the grave type, like hell no, we don't forgive or forget.
The incident reportedly left a security guard with an ankle injury, and witnesses said Pooh handed off an item to someone who ran off. The King of Diamonds situation was only the beginning of PCTI's federal trouble, and even though the physical evidence was weak, it became part of a pattern that later hit him much harder. His federal case grew so serious that it threatened both his freedom and his entire career. The plea deal he accepted carried a little over 8 years, even though the judge could have pushed it up to 20. The charge he pled to involved a conspiracy connected to restricted items tied to street activity, a heavy federal offense with strict sentencing rules.
I think it was an attempted murder, but they dropped it to assault. I had ended up getting two of one of my family members. Matter of fact, I got two of one of my family members, and then it just went the wrong way, and I ended up catching a little attempted murder charge. I ain't just gonna speak on it because I fought with my uncle now.
The rise of TY and EBG Dizzle shows a whole different side of their story. A story about music, grit, and influence that stretch way past Memphis. Seeing how they built their names, fought through obstacles, and shaped the culture explains why their feud still hits hard, even with one artist locked up and the other dealing with industry blackball moves. PTI's climb started with pure grind and eventually caught the attention of one of rap's biggest figures.
In the womb, I was still in the belly. She rubbed Mr. Pooh. And it went from there, whole neighborhood, Mr. Pooh, grandma, family, everybody.
Born Trell Donald Williams Jr. on November 8th, 1999 in Memphis, he grew up in the Cane Creek apartments on the south side and spent 2 years in Pflugerville, Texas before returning to finish school through summer classes. Around 18, he locked in on music, dropping self-made videos on YouTube that pulled in millions without major label support. The shyest part of his name came later, tied to the gritty street image he carried and the idea that he moved in ways people had to stay sharp around. It became the perfect fit for his tense, heavy Memphis sound.
Like the plus the nigga, my best friend at the time, he ended up snitching on me. Yeah, he ended up telling this.
Okay, so your best friend snitches on you during this case, and then it leads to you getting juvenile life?
Yeah.
His career officially started moving in 2019 with his debut track Hell Night featuring Big 30. It dropped on March 15th, 2019, and the video landed in early 2020, pulling in more than 6 million views and marking him as a rising force. All through 2019, he kept dropping heat. Shy Ty Summer in August, Choppa Talk with Big 30 just days later, and Day One in November, building a loyal fan base with his raw style and street-centered storytelling.
15 to 25 years. My first offer was 17 years. I really knew like that. I ain't even like it was just they were going off some he say, she say. You see what I'm saying? So they just going by what would say. So somebody told them something, but when it was time to come to court and trial and shit, you know, he didn't want to take the stand and testify.
But the true turning point felt like something out of a movie, even though it was completely real. This wasn't just some business move. Gucci saw real potential in him and chose to invest his time and energy right away. The official signing to 1017 under Atlantic Records happened in April 2020 during the pandemic, so most of the deal went down remotely. The fact that he could barely keep the news quiet for a week shows how hyped he was about finally catching his big break. Now shifting to EBG Dizzle.
Me in the bed, my middle of the night, one day, he texted me on Instagram.
Did you believe it or did you think it was a lie?
I couldn't believe this shit.
How old were you then? Because you're only 20 now, right?
Yeah, I'm 21 now. I was 20.
Okay. Oh, that was last year?
Yeah.
So he just sent you a DM?
Yeah, he texted me, he said, "What's up, home?" I couldn't believe it. I grabbed my phone, get up.
His path looked completely different from PTI's steady rise. Born Eric Gills Jr. in Memphis, his stage name carries deep meaning. EBG stands for Everybody Bleeds Gorilla, but the movement also honors his younger brother who passed in 2015, making the name a personal reminder that drives everything he does in music and the streets. EBG Dizzle didn't treat rap as a career at first.
Shiesty has pleaded guilty to 1 charge in his federal case. That means he's no longer facing a possible life sentence. So this resulted in prosecutors agreeing to suggest no more than a 97-month charge that he is pleading guilty for is conspiracy to possess a firearm and furtherance of violent and drug trafficking crimes.
It was something he did casually, not a long-term plan. His brother's passing didn't immediately push him into music either. It took time before he realized rap could help him express his pain, tell his story, and maybe build a better path for himself and his team. That track had been sitting in his phone for a minute, getting played around the block and earning love from people in his circle long before it ever dropped. It proved he always had the talent. He just needed the right moment and motivation to take music seriously as a real career.
My number FaceTime me. I FaceTime him right there. We was on FaceTime for like 6 hours.
Word.
It was already like 3 in the morning though.
His style is different from a lot of modern rappers who polish every bar. He records fast, raw, and straight from the heart, which gives his music that unfiltered energy people connect with. When Rumors finally hit the streets, the reaction blew past anything he expected.
Yeah, we ran these after my little brother, Dizzle, he died in 2015. It was a car accident you hit when you driving the moped and shit. Nigga ain't try to do it, it was an accident. So we put the gang under him type shit. We started EBG gang when he died, and we just been pushing it since.
Pulling in around 8 million views as an independent Memphis artist still figuring out the business was huge. Real validation that listeners were craving someone who wasn't faking a persona but telling their actual story. Dropping the song while the tension with PTI was already trending added even more eyes, but it never felt like a calculated move.
I had been made the song like a year before I dropped the type shit. I just put my life on beats type shit. Like I just be like real deal going in, writing about shit that is really occurring, like what I'm doing type of shit, or what I'm seeing.
He was just sharing his truth at a time when everyone wanted to hear his side. And one of the wildest plot twists in his career came when West Coast legend Snoop Dogg noticed him and showed support, pushing his name even further than Memphis. Snoop Dogg personally reaching out.
When he passed and stuff like that, like that's when you picked up the rap, or you know what I'm saying, it kind of took some time for it.
Like, no, I want to say, like, I had been like, you know, like, you know how we just fucking around, like writing raps and shit. But like, nah, they didn't just make me take it serious. I ain't started taking rap serious like a year ago, I'd say.
Flying him to Los Angeles and wanting to work with him gave a Grizzle instant credibility and opened doors that would have stayed locked tight. But fame doesn't wipe the past. It puts a spotlight on it. Every lyric, every diss, every rumor turns into part of the legend.
Flew to Atlanta, yep. But it was like I got signed during COVID, so everything locked down and shut down and everything over the phone.
In the end, this beef was never just about who came out on top. It was about what Memphis builds and what it takes away. Two artists from the same streets shaped by the same pain turned that pain into raw power. One ended up behind bars, the other pushed out of industry circles, yet both left a mark Memphis won't ever forget.
New song before I ended on my story and shit, and everybody used to be just like going crazy about the song, like send me this song hard. But you know, I ain't never think it'll be at like where it's at now, 8 million views and shit.
Because in this city, the line between music and survival isn't just thin, it's invisible. And as long as that line keeps fading, the story of T.I. and EBG Dizzle is far from finished. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to like, subscribe, share, and I'll see you on the next one.